Moi everyone and welcome to Finish Your Plate. For the Finnish Christmas table, the ham is absolutely the king of the table for many Finnish Christmas tables. Usually people buy a Christmas ham in the store that's ready salted, it's ready to go. Sometimes they're frozen, sometimes not, but usually people do not salt them by themselves. Unfortunately, here in America, you can't really get the salted hams. You might be able to find them at some delis, usually German delis, but you can easily salt the ham yourself. I'm going to show you how to salt the ham. So what I have here is I have a 25-pound fresh ham that I got from a restaurant supply store. You could easily go to, say, your local butcher, ask them to get one for you. They would be able to supply you one. Just ask for a fresh ham. So it's not salted, it's not processed in any way. If you don't want to get a whole 25-pound ham, if you want something smaller, you could certainly get like a picnic ham from your local grocery store or something like that, which will work pretty well for a Christmas table. It'll be good enough for a couple people, for one or two people, but I feel that this is the most traditional item. So as far as the salting goes, the process is relatively simple. So I have here just some salt brine. I made a whole bunch of salt brine. This is 18% salt solution. So that makes it about 1.5 pounds of salt per gallon of water. Okay? And one of the old tests is to see if a potato floats in it. So I have here to prove this is fresh water. I have a potato here. It does not float. Let's try to put the potato in here. Let's see what happens. And yes, indeed, it does float. But instead of using this maybe a little bit inaccurate or not so accurate method of estimating how much salt you have, just you go by the pounds instead. 1.5 pounds of salt for a gallon of water. All right. Okay. So the salt brine is here. The ham is here. So I have another bucket in here. I'm going to put the ham in the bucket here and pour enough brine to cover it. All right. Just going to put on my barbecue gloves. And I'm going to place this in the bucket, the meat side down, basically. Watch out, this will be slippery and heavy. Okay, so now that we managed to wrangle the ham inside the bucket, we are just going to pour enough salt brine over it to cover it. Now, as we can see, we have the same problem as with the potato, that this ham actually floats too. So what we could do is this: we could just place a weight on top of it, just make sure it stays submerged through the brining process. Okay, so to prevent the ham from bouncing up, what I have here is just a simple Pyrex dish. Just use anything non-reactive. So no cast iron, for example. I'm just going to place a brick that I've put inside a plastic bag on top of it. Looks like it's going to be a little bit full, so I'm just going to remove some of the brine, just so that it doesn't spill when closing the lid. Okay. There we go. So now we just close the lid. Okay. So our ham is now ready to stay in the fridge until about 4 days before Christmas. 4 days before Christmas, we're going to pour out the salt brine. We're going to replace it with just fresh water. We're going to keep it in fresh water for about 2 days. The reason for the fresh water is just to ease out the salt on the outside, because if we bake the ham straight after brining, it's going to be extremely salty on the outside. So that's going to give us a chance to even out the salt a little bit. All right. So again, this is going to go in the fridge. It's going to stay there until a couple of days before Christmas. Thanks for watching. Join me next time on Finish Your Plate. And stay tuned for more Finnish Christmas dishes. Thanks. Bye.